Hello, lovelies. I hope you're all doing well. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you my Hobonichi Cousin setup and also how I intend to use this cousin as an all-in-one journal slash planner. Before I decorate this Hobonichi Cousin, I want to share with you how I intend to merge all of my journals into this one notebook. As you guys know, I usually use my Hobonichi Cousin as a sort of diary slash planner slash tracker of what I actually do in a day, but I am going to be merging my prayer journal and also my health journal, which was in my Hobonichi weeks. So as you guys know, the Hobonichi Cousin avec only comes in the Japanese version. So I am going to be covering this up. For the first half of my yearly index pages, I intend to use this for my Bible reading. As you guys know, I like to read through the Bible every year, and I'm thinking about using the top portion for maybe standout verses of the month, and the lower portion probably for any major takeaways or anything that I feel the Lord may want me to focus on. Since the avec version has index pages for the second half of the year also, I figured I could just cover it up, ignore some of the extra days in the bottom, and use this for my health goals, my macros, and any results or reflection. I already went ahead and covered up the dates because it was kind of driving me nuts. But a lot of this is from my Hobonichi weeks. I had this in different areas in the weeks, and it kind of bothered me because in the back pages I was tracking my macros. In the monthly layout I was tracking my health goals, and during the weekly layout I was tracking my results and any reflection. So I figured I could just combine all of this into one, and I can see at a glance all of my health goals and any changes that impact my health, like my migraines or anything like that. Moving on to my monthly pages, I really love the monthly pages for planning. On the side columns, I like to sort of pre-plan any video ideas. Then I will color code anything that I actually post. I haven't been posting on Instagram, and I don't know why. I've been dreading it, but I really want to get back into it, and I found the monthly pages to be super helpful when I was posting earlier in the year. As for my weekly pages, not much is going to change because I really like how I have this set up. For the top section, I'm going to use this for the focus of the day since I rarely wake up earlier than 7 o'clock, and I figured I can just focus on one important task of the day, such as filming, editing, or doctor's appointments, anything like that. Corner section up top is going to be for deco purposes. I really love decorating these weekly pages. And down here, I'm going to put important things, and I want to make the important things more health-based, like symptoms or anything that I notice is off during the week, so I can just keep track of it. In the middle section, as you guys know, I like to keep track of what I actually did in a day and almost lightly pre-plan in pencil. I don't like to pre-plan too much because I feel like I almost jinx myself and my plans don't really happen as I'd like to. Also thinking of memory keeping in here, I'm not quite sure. And all the way in the bottom, I like to use this for my meals. This is part of me merging my week's health planner here. So Hobonichi has this little blank space for turning the page to a new year, and I really like to have a sort of mood board or things I like to focus on for the year. I'm pretty sure I have my word of the year and what I would like to focus on, but it might change, so I'm just going to attach a little collage thing that I made on Canva with removable adhesive just in case I change my mind. And here on the side, if you guys have seen how I set up my prayer journals, you know that I always have this page in here, and I use this faith goals page to focus on different aspects of my life that I would like to improve in my faith with God. I don't like to do anything without God's guidance. I am experiencing this life with Him by my side, so my faith is a very important part of my life, so it is very important for me to include God in any goals and recognize anything that I may need to work on. And as far as my daily page section goes, in the beginning of the month, there's always this blank page that you can do anything with. I've been enjoying doing a sort of highlight of the month, as well as a little monthly bucket list of things I would like to do for that certain month. And I've also started tracking any media that I am consuming, like any music that I'm listening to or any films or shows that I've been loving that month will go right down here. On the actual daily pages, I kind of broke these up to different sections. The top corner is going to be my gratitude and any God moments, anything that I feel like God was working through my life during that specific day. Anything I want to highlight is going to go up top. On the main section, I have half of the page dedicated to prayer and the other half for any journaling that I want to do. I want to reserve the top half for any daily highlights. I've been enjoying that, especially when looking back on pages, so I don't have to read through my sloppy handwriting. I'm also thinking of having like a little section in the bottom for any Bible reading takeaways or things that may have stood out to me while I was doing my daily readings. In the back, I always have a pen test page. I went ahead and tested this paper because I know that this paper is going to be different from the previous year, and I really loved the previous year's paper, but I was kind of nervous because this is Sanson paper, and apparently the Midori Hibino had Sanson paper, and I hated that notebook. I hated the paper. Every ink I wrote with just feathered or didn't behave well with that paper. Unless I used a gel pen or a regular pen, it was fine, but I like to use my fountain pens. So far there hasn't been any feathering with my favorite inks, but there is quite a bit of bleed through on some colors. So I'm hoping it's not too bad during the daily pages. For the graph paper, I feel like this would be fun to have a nice visual of my weight and measurements. I did something similar in my Hobonichi weeks, and I like seeing that kind of stuff, especially like if I'm doing something new, like lifting weights and just comparing my measurement to my weights. For my favorites, I think I'm going to use this for any books that I read. I used to be such an avid reader, but I haven't had time now that I have a child. My goal is to do 2 books a month, so there's plenty of space to do that. And I could just write a little summary on whether I love the book or not and just have fun with this space. Now, for my 100, I love using this to keep track of any movies or shows that I'm watching. I actually filled this up quite a bit in both my full-size cousin and the avec version that I'm currently using. I love film, I love movies. It's my thing, so this gets filled up quite a bit. Next to the hundreds page, there's this really cool little reflections thing. I went on Google Translate and tried to translate all the questions and wrote it down. It's kind of small to see, but I feel like it'd be kind of fun to do. And the back pages here is a ton of extra things that I don't really understand. This page is kind of cool. It's a little eye test. But other than that, there isn't much use for these pages for me. So I typically just ignore it. And it's kind of easy to since I can't read Japanese. And yeah, that's how I intend to use this Hobonichi Cousin as my all-in-one planner and system. In my last video, you guys know I bought the vertical weekly for my traveler's notebook. And honestly, I think I might just sell it. I kind of see myself doing everything inside this Hobonichi. I don't know if it's wasteful to also try to incorporate the traveler's notebook system. Anyways, thank you all for watching my plans for this Hobonichi. And if you haven't subscribed already, hit that button down below. Also, hit the bell icon so you can be notified when I post the next video of me decorating this Hobonichi Cousin.